all, let's keep on the good people. It's your boy Benson Strax, aka the Big Fish, aka Pula, host A Ghost, and I want to welcome everybody to another lit episode of TMM. You know how we do. We bring the artist to you, we bring the city to you, and vandaag we are at Berlin on Davenport Road, guys. Pull up. The people are amazing, the vibe is nice. You know we're gonna have a good aesthetic for the pictures, so you know how we do. But so before we get into the fire episode, that's where you can find us, TMM_ZA, that's Instagram, Facebook, The Music Mag, YouTube, The Music Mag, that easy. Like, subscribe, comment, notification bell, and we are fam. So we've done all the nitty gritties, we've done what we've had to do. Today, so I think I'm bringing you probably one of your favorites, and you haven't even watched it, now you're watching it. I am bringing you one of your favorite interviews, guys. I think it's very, very special. I've got a genius in the game. I've got someone that is a living legend. That's me right there saying it, head on the chopping block. I bring you the one and only Prince Bulo.
You good? How are you, man?
I'm blessed right now.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, man.
So wow. It's one of those moments for me. It's like, wow, you know.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming through. You know,
it's only a pleasure. When I got the call, I mean, I didn't hesitate.
Yeah.
I didn't hesitate. So
we were like, when we heard it was happening, the whole team. Everybody
was amped up.
Everyone was
Everyone
like, let's go, man. Let's go. This is what we're about. You know, I want to jump straight into it, man. You know, I wanna really find out who Prince Bulo is, because you know when I listen to your stuff and I see you on social media, I see that you know, but I want to know you from the beginning. You know, so can you just play us there?
It's crazy because I feel like I'm a citizen of the world, really.
Yeah.
You know. My family is from the Eastern Cape, so I'm Xhosa in origin. I was born in Johannesburg, though.
Oh, snap.
I was born in Johannesburg, but I grew up in Durban. You see? And I studied in Durban, but I also had studies done overseas.
Oh,
you know?
snap.
So that's why I say I'm a real citizen of the world.
You're definitely a citizen of the world, yeah.
I have bits of pieces of everywhere. And I think it helps. It helps helping you become the person that you are today.
Yeah.
You know, all those experiences from different places, where you are born, who you are, where you're from, where you study, the things that you look at and to, you know.
Yeah. That's crazy, because you just mentioned something that we actually had a chat about with the guys. Like, traveling really opens your mind, you know.
Absolutely.
Like how's that been with your musical journey, traveling so much, you know? Like, how's that influenced everything?
It actually gives me rather an appreciation for where I come from.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously with accessibility of internet and television, we have influences coming from all over the world. Yeah. You know, youngsters are being influenced by American TV or American artists and all of those things, you know. But then when you travel and you see how hungry people are for African music, that's when you realize that, I actually should be sticking to my guns.
To what I'm doing.
I should be sticking to what I'm doing, because they are hungry for that. I mean, I've had people say there's nothing more frustrating than visiting a country. Let's say you're coming from America, visiting an African country and hearing American music.
True.
So it defeats the experience of going to Africa to experience Africa, you know. So that's what the traveling has taught me, which as soon as you go there, just be you.
And they love us that
Absolutely.
side. Our music is definitely, like, in the past few years, I'd say in the past 10 years, you know, with all these artists that have come out, all the way, we go back to the days of Big Nas, you know. Like, our music is starting to resonate with the rest of the world.
100%.
People are getting us, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, I wanna you spoke about studying, but I don't wanna go into the music studying. I heard you wanna do ube outi, yabo, shayama wire, electrical stuff.
Where'd you get that info? Where'd you get that? You've been doing your homework here. Hey man, I never wanted to do music. I never wanted to do music. I went to a trade school and I was studying electrical engineering. You know, so I was into computers, I was into electronics, I was building amps. You know, I was building amps, alarm systems. I was basically, at the beginning, because I was young, you know. But when I finished that trade school, I didn't have money to go to university. I didn't have money to go study electrical engineering, and obviously that was the roof, you know, to say, oh man, okay, I'm finished school, so what do I do? You know? And this one guy already knew that I was into music. You know, I was playing in local choirs, in church and stuff like that. So he knew. So he's like, look, I can offer you a bursary to go to college, but I have a record label. And the only way I can offer you this bursary is if you go and study towards something that will contribute to my record.
And you took that opportunity.
And I took that opportunity. I said, okay, it seems like music is the way to
go at the moment.
So I went to music. Unfortunately, 3 months into that deal or agreement, it fell off, and we had a fight, and we split ways.
But you still carried on studying.
And then I just carried on.
Oh, that's dope though. At least it didn't take that away from you.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And then I just carried on.
That's when we like talk about a calling, you know, like that is now that. No,
I always say that,
bro. Like that. That's
I always say that
literally
music called me, because I would never wanted. I've seen how musicians struggle. I've seen it, so I never wanted to put myself in that same struggle. But it called me, man. It called me, and I'm glad now because I'm still doing computers. I'm still into coding. I'm still into electronics, but I'm passionate about music, and I'm doing that as well.
And because like we always look at this whole music thing, and I think like especially for like the up and coming guys, there's one big mistake that I see happening, especially like in our city, you know, with the music. I feel like guys are running away from the idea of having something to fall back on. But Umuntu is pushing music with no budget. You know, it's just passion, and I feel like, and I always say to my friends, like, I don't really care what you say. I feel like if you haven't made it in your music game, at least I'm going to Spanya, you know, be able to pay for your recording time and all those things. So school is very important.
Look, I have a mixed feeling when it comes to that. Like, I don't believe you should tell me I should have something to fall on, because you're already setting me up for failure.
True.
You know?
True.
So I don't believe that should be the mentality. However, it's important as a human being to be practical about your growth and your development, and say, look, everything works out for the good. You know, you need money to boost this project, and you need this project to boost this project. So you can't say I'm gonna stick to one thing. You know, so do get a job. Do find things, different sources of income that will all boost your project. But to say no, I have something to fall back on, that's setting you up for failure. If I'm in the music, I must be in the music to make it in the music. Not to fall back onto something. You know, so that's how I think about it. But it's very important to do other things.
That is some knowledge right there. Some gems have been dropped. I'm telling you that now. No, that's very like informative for me, because I won't lie, I'm that guy that's like, yo, as much as you're doing your thing, you know, go to school. But I see as well, like a lot of artists do have the opportunity where their music is really that good, you know, you come on and you do your thing, you know, and people love it. Like I was looking at Blackie. Blackie was studying, you know, and Blackie just came out and he did his thing. He had to drop college. He had no choice.
You know what I'm saying? So when you go in, then you must go fully in and make it work. There's no falling back onto nothing.
And I also want to like get into like the way you make music, because when I sat down and I was looking at a few things, you love music, bro. You love music. When I watch anything that has you speaking about music, it's insane. Like I can't remember which show I watched, and you were speaking about music, but I sat there, you were making a beat on this show, And I sat there and I'm like, what you saying and the way the beat is going, I'm like, I'm in here, man. I'm about to watch the whole thing, you know? So you love music and you studied music, you know? Is it something that's come through with the years of making music and studying music, or is it just a thing that obviously fell into you?
Hey man, it's an absolute important point that you're raising. Time is everything. Time is everything, and I want to encourage youngsters that are watching this show to not be hard on themselves, man. Because some things just need time. They don't need your talent, they just need time. If I make dance music, I need to give myself time to go to the club.
Yeah.
To hear what the club system sounds like.
Yeah.
To see how people respond to certain kinds of, like, that's time, that's experience. You know, you can't say I'm a talented producer, I'm just gonna make a bass and I make a kick drum, you know?
Yeah.
But what is it gonna sound like out there? What is it gonna sound like in the car? How is it gonna resonate to everybody that's listening?
Yeah.
So time is a very important factor. Although I can say, I realized my talent early and I nurtured it.
Yeah.
But I've been playing music since I was 15.
Damn. And was it always jazz?
That's 20 years ago, bro.
Yes.
That's 20.
That's
but you
long
only
time.
know about me later years, in the later, now.
Yeah.
Which means 10 years, 15 years.
You don't know who I was.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So time is definitely
absolutely.
It's so important with the journey because, like, if you say something like that, I wanna find out, was it always jazz even at the age of 15?
It was gospel.
It was gospel.
Yeah, it still is. I mean, I come from a church background. I was playing music in church. In fact, church gives us a good basis to learn because most of it is by ear.
Okay, yeah.
You know, you listen to a song on radio and you emulate it or you try to imitate it, you know. So church was a really big contributing factor to how I developed in this music industry.
Yeah.
And then when I went to college, then I studied jazz. You know, I studied jazz. But more than anything, studying was more for the discipline, you know?
Yeah.
The interaction, how do I deal with people, how do I then create contacts, how do you collaborate, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was through jazz, lots of jazz.
And like, it's like, for me, like, your story is probably one of the most interesting because, like, a lot of people don't understand how much music you actually make.
Right.
You know, it's crazy.
Right.
Like Afrotainment, you know, like there's a lot of artists there, and I'm quite sure I can put my head on the chopping block and say you've worked with most of them.
If not all of them.
If not all of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be able to kind of make all those sounds, and because that's the thing with that label, it's crazy. You guys literally have different types of artists,
sounds,
you know,
and also the sounds evolve with time.
Yes,
as well. Like if you listen to Kwaito from Big Nas to Kwaito now evolving into Amapiano and Om, you know.
And like it's probably the core of everything with you guys. When I sit there, I'm like, no, man. You know, you've got the Q Twins, you've got about Beast, you know, and you're there, you've got Grootman, Unterman, shout out Grootman.
Shout out to PJ Tira, Chippy Tira.
Oh man, legend. You know, I wanna find out, like, what goes into Prince Bulo making a song with, say, 2 different artists a week. Like, is the process different, or what's the story behind
It's a
that?
challenging process.
Yeah.
It's a challenging process, but it's a challenge that I love because, funny enough, I let the music create itself. Like, there are a lot of nuances that are happening in the production that help create the music. For example, if I add percussion to a beat, maybe the percussion is tuned to a certain key.
Yeah.
And then I find the key of the song just from the percussion. So there's no keys, no bass, no guitars, no nothing. It's just percussion. But you can hear a chord progression from the percussion. Yeah. You know, so I let the music create itself. And sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I'm pasting something and it lands in the wrong place. But a musical wrong place.
It sounds good.
And then I just keep it there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I let the music develop itself. And obviously with the help of the artists. Most of the time, a lot of people know that I don't have beats stashed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't have music stashed. I make music for the moment.
For that moment,
All the artists I work with come to studio and I'll make the beat from scratch.
And then we'll work from there. And that I feel keeps, like, the richness of the music there, the authenticity, you know. Because, like, I've been in a situation, it's like writing music at home. When you have to go record it, you're not in the same vibe that you were in when you were actually writing the song. You're like, okay, I've got a smash hit here. You know what I mean? You get to studio, maybe your producer's not in the same space as you know?
100%.
And that's...
I mean, we're always sending beats to people, or rather they say, no, send me something, let me write on it, you know? There's certain people who do that. There's a lot of people who are conscious writers. Yeah. You know, they want to make sure that they're writing a deep message that will resonate with a wide area of people, you know. But people know us for vibes. They know that we make dance music.
Yes.
We just want to make feel good music. And half of the time, we need to all be there in that one space.
In that space and all feel that same
Exactly.
energy. Because you also said something along the lines of with the difference between making jazz and dance music. With jazz, it would have to be your technique before emotion. Right. And then with dance music, it's the emotion before technique.
100%.
Bars.
Shout out to Benson.
Yo, yes.
Let's drop a song.
Yeah, we should. We should do it. We should. I'm all for it.
Hey man, I'm keen.
Yeah. So like, when I heard that, I realized that going into this interview, man, I was actually gonna learn a lot. You know, like. Just that analogy in itself, you know, is something where you're like, okay, when we go back into studio, you know, it's something we keep in mind, 100%. You know. And I feel like there's a lot of dope young artists in the game that can learn a lot from you guys, you know. And I want to get into, before we go into the good stuff, proper Afro stuff, you know. I want to know how much Bulo knows about the up and coming guys here in Durban, you know, like. Are you feeling anybody at the moment?
Look, my phone is flooded, man.
Yeah.
Like my phone is flooded, and I don't have, funny enough, I don't have this thing of having different numbers for different purposes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's still me.
Still you.
So I have one number. The number that you'll call me on is the same number that I'll give to an upcoming guy to text me on.
Yeah.
And they'll send me their stuff, you know, because I feel like it's me. If I'm not available to take the call or to reply at the time, I won't. But it's still my number. I don't have this thing of having multiple phones. Man, just sing sindelo mangamba. Yabo music. Upatu key, upatu wallet, upata mafona, utri, upata yonkinto. Upata yonkinto on one hand. You know, no, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. So coming to directly to answer your question, I do feel a lot of upcoming artists. In fact, right now I have a challenge running. Okay. It's on TikTok. I got into studio and I played a small progression. Yeah. And then I put it out and I asked for people to remix it. Yeah. Or to duet it. And I want to choose 2 people to put on that record. Okay, that's like dope. 2 upcoming people for me. So I literally played some chords, recorded them, put them up on TikTok. Yeah. And within, the closing date was on the 31st. Yeah. We had about 500 videos. Oh, that's people. That's 500 videos. Dope. And this is all the upcoming pool. That's 500. Amazing. So now we're reviewing all 500 videos. And we're trying to get 2. We're trying to get a singer and a rap artist on this one joint. This one track. And like I feel like it's very important for people like you to be doing things like this. You know, like I look at the whole cosign thing and the whole I need someone to say my name on a song. I think that era has gone past now. It's actually interacting with these young guys, you know. Him going into studio and being with Bulo, he knows that he's going into something, he's gonna go in hard, and going home, that's gonna make that person push. Absolutely, and it's time. Like I said, it's time. Sometimes I invite guys to just sit in the studio and do nothing. Yeah. And just sit and just observe, because the people that are in the studio are people that maybe they only see on TV. But now they're sitting there in the same room. They're not saying anything, but they're just watching the interaction. They're watching how we create the beat. They're watching how it gets heated sometimes. You know, sometimes it starts off nicely, the music is flowing, and then it's like, no, you suck. Like it gets hard. It gets hard, man. You don't think that it happens. Yeah. But trust me. For real. There's fights all the time in the studio. People walk out. I mean, I've had sessions where people have come, maybe they've come in from Joburg, and within an hour I've sent them back home. Like that's how bad they are. That's insane. Yeah, so it happens, bro. It's not nice, but it's part of the game. Yeah, it's part of the game and part of the culture. And like,
sticking with these young and up and coming guys, like I really like to ask the question when I have people of your caliber on set. I wanna find out from you, what do you really think is needed here in this ground level of this music thing here in Durban to, you know, put us in the right position?
Look, obviously you have to be talented. I don't condone the notion of I don't want to wash dishes, I don't want to go to school, I want to be like, guys will text me and say I'm 16, I wanna be in this thing. I'm like, yeah, but you're 16.
You're 16, you got
finish school at least.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not even about studying. It's not about the actual like doing maths or whatever. You know, it's just life skills. It's just life skills. Being able to communicate, being able to understand that this is your elder. How do you communicate with them? Because I'd meet up with the young kid and he'd be like, yo, nigga, what's up? You know, I'm like, yo, I'm old enough to be your father, and you're coming here and like, nigga,
no
what?
life skills.
So things like that.
No life
so things
skills,
like that are important to me, you know. So with the young kids, I encourage guys to follow your dream, but make it parallel with life skills.
Yes, be realistic about your life.
Understanding it, because that will last you forever.
You can't have that taken away from you.
100%.
Yeah, so this segment is called the Plug Talk, you know, is where we sit down with you and we mention 3 names, you know, people that we think you guys should have a listen to, you know, they've caught our ear on the streets, you know. The very first one, and I'm very adamant about her, I don't know if you know her because she's been doing a lot of work, she goes by the name of Yashna. She's a vocalist. You haven't heard of her?
I don't know Yashna.
Check out Yashna. She's got an R&B feel to her, but she's jumped onto like a very light form of Yanos, you know. Yeah, she's got it. She's got it. She's a Durban artist, very, very amazing. And the second one would be a gem that DJ Music actually found, you know. Shout out to DJ Music. He goes by the name of Tira. Now this kid is amazing, and his story really, really touches me because this guy, he was actually a footballer. He got a scholarship to go to Germany. Him and his brother. They from an African country, if not Mozambique or Zambia, or I'm not too sure. But he's brilliant at football. You know how he starts music?
How does he start music?
In March, when we had our first lockdown. Makes his first song. It's a hit. Points of no return. You're gonna love this guy. We call him our Justin Bieber. He's just got that feel, you know what I mean? He's nice with it. Drops his promo video, he gets love, gets hit up by Indigo Staley's team, so he's definitely one.
Moving.
He's moving, he's one to look out for.
Definitely
one to look out for. And then I think in the hip hop game, we would say someone that I think is definitely doing real moves right now. It will have to be a clique called the Sapeshe. You know, they linked up with all these guys, or Dando, or Tino, Audio Sims produced the BTM Das. All Durban cats.
So they're a group.
Yeah, they're like a clique, but they still do their thing individually, you know. So yeah, those are the guys that we should look out for. But the bonus, I want to say, from my pocket, I'm sorry, production, from my side, is an artist called Ubaba Simba. This guy, for me, is probably one of the best up-and-coming guys. He's got your Maskandi feel, but he can still rap and he can still drum and he still jumps on pianos and it's all really nice, you know. If we do get a chance, I'll play you some of their stuff, these guys.
Hey man, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for the plug.
Yeah, that's Plug Talk. That's Plug Talk.
Shout out to TMM.
Yes, sir.
Plug Talk.
Yes, sir. Plug Talk. So I want to get into the Afrotainment thing now, you know, like I want to go in full. I wanna really just find out more. And I said to you prior the show being short is that when I watched a show called Behind the Label, go check it out on Netflix, South African production, gotta watch that. That show is basically...
I'm the cover of that show.
Yeah. That's so true. So it's on someone's status. It's already on somebody's status. That show there, man, is something like that I think every young musician, even just a musician, man, in the game, you know, it's real knowledge, man. You're actually getting the guys in this situation, telling you the story, you know. And I watched all of the episodes, and there's only one episode where everybody seems happy. And that's the Afrotainment one. You know what I mean? It's amazing how everybody's got something to say, which is in contrast to what people are saying on the streets.
Right.
You know what I mean? So basically what I'm saying in terms of everybody's happy, no one's complaining on the whole episode, you know. Everyone seems happy with from Tira all the way down to the guys who's doing the groundwork, you know what I mean? How is it being in a family like that and in an industry like this? It must be a breath of fresh air.
Absolutely, but also word on the street is word on the street. And from the outside, you don't know until you're in the inside.
Yeah.
You know, so I encourage anybody who wants to have some sort of public opinion to give themselves just a little bit of time to get to know the people from the inside.
Yeah.
You know, come through, come and hang and you experience it, you know, like that. But for us, what makes us be able to work together for so long is just this this family thing that we've built.
And it really resonates, you know?
This family thing. And when I say family, I mean like we practically live together. We're there together almost every day, you know, and we treat Afrotainment as everybody being shareholders in the company. More than being artists and having management and that sort of thing. We're all shareholders, so we all are in this ship to make it work.
To make it work. Yes.
We all are in this ship to make it work, and if someone is limping, how can we lift them up? How can we make? What do you need? You know, let's put up a show for you. Let's put up some content. What can we put on YouTube? What song can we release? You know, and the song thing is also quite funny because you plan. You know, you plan for a record. This is the record I want to put out, and then the record just doesn't like the people don't respond to it like you'd wish to. And then there'll be one record that you just played on a live video, maybe you're on Instagram live and it was playing in the background, and people will be like, yeah, that's the one we want. That's the one we want. That's the one we want. And it leaks, you know, and the TikTok videos go viral and everything, you know. And eventually, then you put that song out and it's
a banger,
You know, it's crazy this game, but that's what has kept us so tight.
Yeah, it's a very solid thing that Umalume has got going there, you know what I mean? Because like, you know, like I sat down with Beast, I sat down with Sky Wonder on the show. Shout out to them for coming through and showing love.
Sky Weezy.
And it's not just from watching shows like behind the label, you know. It actually resonates. Beast says the same thing when you're sitting down with him. Like I actually asked him, I was like, so the word on the streets is Malume uyaqopha, right? Like Malume doesn't pay, he takes your stuff. He's like, bro, word on the streets is word on the streets, like you know what I mean? And he even goes in depth to say, you know, until you are there, you know, and you're actually speaking to the man himself. And then I started thinking, I'm like, people wouldn't be there if they don't want to be there.
100%.
You know?
Absolutely.
And apparently he's a big lover of helping people grow and do his thing.
I mean that's what has kept him in the game for 21 years plus.
21 years, man.
Yeah, 21 years plus. Just identifying the talent, running with it. Obviously, there'll always be people knocking. There'll always be people knocking, but you can't help everybody. You know, you can't help. And I think it's important for the youngsters to accept that within themselves. To say, give it time, you know, like knock on one door, knock on another door, knock on another door. Like, don't say, Bulo, you're my last hope, you know. Like, why would you put your last hope on me? You know, I'm still struggling with my own
things on the
you know what I'm saying? So just keep doing your thing. Youngsters out there, keep doing your thing, man. Don't stop. When it drops, it will drop, and you know. And
you'll see it drop.
It will make up for lost time.
I want to know, how did you get into the doors at Afro? You know, because that is a huge label.
I love that story, man. I love that story. I used to work with a guy called OK Master.
Yes, K Master. Yes.
He's produced with Abo Duncan and Abo Zagwe, and you know, and OK Master. He's always a believer of me. He always believed in me and what I did, and we've had other guys that we worked with that came and that left, but K Master was there.
He was always there.
Always there. So one day there was a recording session at Afrotainment for a Fisherman album. They were producing a Fisherman album.
Okay.
You know, and they needed live bass guitar. Well, they knew they needed live bass guitar. They just
Which
didn't know
you play.
Which I played, by
Yes,
the way.
yes.
But nobody knew where they're gonna get it from. Okay, Master was like, I know somebody.
Okay.
I know, this is like late 2013 now.
Yeah.
You know, let's go. So I get there and I put this, Tira wasn't in that session.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't in that session. He was in the house, he wasn't in the studio. So I laid this bass down, I played this bass down. That song was Uyabalega. It featured Zulu on it, you know. I don't know, man. The man came running from the house. I think he could hear it.
Yeah,
he came running from the house. He's like, yo, this is the bass I've been looking for so long. I've been looking for this bass for so long. Let's go.
Right now in studio.
Right now in studio.
Yes.
That's how that song came about. And then a couple of days later, like 2 days later, I got a call from Fisherman.
Oh,
I don't know where he got my number from.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I really love what you did there. Would you be keen to help produce my album?
Oh, snap.
You see, now it went from playing live bass to being a co-producer on DJ Fisherman's album, you know? And obviously, because of that, now I needed to come in studio more often on a daily basis. Lapo, I'm living in Kloof, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm coming, you know, I'm traveling those every day, you know? But it was the best experience ever. You know, we made the album, it featured Abo, Kyle Ditch, it had some guys, international guys, but it was a fun album to make. But it was an extreme culture shock for me, because I come from jazz. In fact, when you hear that song and that bass line, you can hear elements of
this guy is coming from another
jazz,
from another place. Yes.
So when I get here and it's like, no, it makes the. I remember we at some point, you know, now I'm coming there often, and I'm making records. So they take me to Mampincha's house.
Okay.
Out in Westville, you know. So I go to Mampincha's house and we're making these records, and obviously I'm a learned musician, you know, so I'm really coming with
just doing your thing.
You know? And he's like, no.
No Beethoven over here.
This is the stuff, this stuff doesn't pay me. That's the words he used.
Okay.
He's like, this stuff doesn't pay me. With me, I want the simple stuff. I want the stuff for the people. So like I said, it's a culture shock because it changed how, it was full circle.
360.
When you come in as a young student, you learn how to play 3 notes.
It's supposed to be.
You know? And then as you grow, you learn how to play 4 notes and 5 notes and 6 notes, how to make your sound fat. But once you get to the end, you actually realize that the 3 notes you learned are the ones that are gonna make you paper. So it's like full circle.
You're just going back to the basics.
Exactly.
Completely.
It's just that now you have understanding of what it is that you're doing. You know, you have understanding of what it is. When I'm playing these 3 notes, I'm intentionally playing these 3 notes, not because I lack any other knowledge. You know. So it was an amazing experience, and that was my foot in.
That's amazing, man.
And then I stayed in.
And like I say, your story is really like a calling type of story. You know what I mean? It's not something where you're like, hey, I needed to go to someone. It's the people came to you, and like, you know, like even the whole bass story, you know. But I also wanna touch on something that to me is very interesting, you know. So I'm sure you don't just dabble in music. So I think film's involved as well, you know. What's up with that whole film vibe, you know? I really wanna get into that.
When have you been doing your homework? You've been doing your homework. I'm impressed.
Man, I had Prince Bulo here, man.
Hey man, look, the reality is that we have to reinvent ourselves, you know. But I've always had a passion for film music. So when I was graduating towards the end of my diploma in music, I've always had an interest to study film scores. Like I just love film scores, man, you know. But also, we don't have the luxury that Hollywood studios have. When you orchestrating for Hollywood movies, they'll bring in the 80-piece orchestra.
All the guys, all these bits and pieces, you know, that are needed.
So we don't have that luxury. So we have to simulate it via the computer. But I won the SAMRO Overseas Scholarship Competition. So it was a competition for composers that SAMRO was hosting.
Yeah.
And I won that competition, and it allowed me an opportunity to then further my studies in film. So I studied through Berkeley. And now when the lockdown happens, you know,
the worst thing to happen.
Now there's no performing. We're still creators, we still have to make music, but there's no performing.
Can't get it there to the people.
I was so lucky, man. I had these guys shooting films. Now, they were shooting under strict COVID regulations, you know. But I had the opportunity to do a couple of films, scores, and a drama series called Wounds on Mzansi Magic.
Yes.
You know, and now my journey into film is growing and growing.
It's
and
in
growing
motion.
and growing and growing. So it's an absolute pleasure, man, to be able to reinvent yourself like that and still keep the work going, because that's a lot of work.
It is.
Yeah,
Production is a lot of work.
Even just the demands that are the requirements for
that have to be
film
met.
scores. You know, so sometimes you're working months at a time. You're working months, but to be able to have that work, month after month, after month, has been a blessing.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. You know, and guys, for me, like I've been very lucky to sit with a lot of dope artists, man, and you're definitely up there with them.
Hey,
you know,
man,
you're one of my favorites, man.
I appreciate it.
You know, it's really like interesting to actually sit down with someone that's actually creating these hits. You know what I mean? There's so much more that we could have spoken about, you know, but we could always have a part 2. You know, we could always have a part. We should, man. We should. We'll come through to the studio.
Producers,
you know.
hello. Producers.
Do you guys agree? Great. You know, before we head out, man, just quickly tell us what's going to be happening for Prince Bulo 2022. What's happening?
I have some really, really cool things coming up.
Yes, sir. That's what I want to hear.
I'm making a short movie.
Yes.
You know, I'm basically making an EP.
A visual EP.
A visual EP.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm really excited about that because I'm working with an in-house team.
Oh, that's perfect.
I'm working with young guys who are passionate about film, who are passionate about content creation, just even ideas. Because I feel like the young cats think slightly bit more out the box. You know, more out the box. So now it's a matter of your creativity versus the experience of someone older.
Yes.
You know, to guide you here and there.
And make it work.
But it's important to put the two together. So I'm excited for that. Obviously, I have this collaboration we were talking about. But man, I'm making everybody's records, man.
And that's all we want to hear. We want to keep
making everybody's records.
Yeah.
So I just finished mixing and mastering Benny Maverick's new record. It's called Polar B. It's hot. It's hot as fire.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
You heard it here first, man. So I'm going back to studio after this. Straight after this, I have a session as well. So I'm making everybody's records.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good year.
No, that's really good to hear, man. And you know, like anything that comes out of the Afro guys, you know, it's always fire, you know, and this is the man behind it. We as the TMM team, on behalf of everybody here, you know, and the city of Durban, you know, just putting us on the map, we want to say big thank you to you, man, you know.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to TMM team. Shout out to the producers. Shout out to you, my man. Shout out to Music.
DJ Music.
You know, we are family. Let's keep this going, and I hope to be back here again.
Yeah, man, we can't wait for you to be back. But guys, there you had it. I'm Pula, host a coast, Lomonga Kambi Manga, Klazing Pesama Kuchandis, Zonbamba in Spain, and don't forget, I was dressed by Black Faces Apparel. On Monday next time, Shy Spin.
Ziwapi. 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 Suka lizolo thina singalele. Suka lizolo singalele. Angithi bebe ngibuza ukuthi ziwapi. bebethi ngabanci shidemnandi akonakele sukumani fumani akonakele sukumani fumani akonakele sukumani fumani
Baba Simbi yo, yebo yona iyo izolo beziwa kuphela ikhula boss igcwele mfi ice chopper ufike siphuza qe na wayithela siphethe imali eningi intombi zonke zayiwele iyo siseka selokishini devele taningi nase kitchen awuningi lathe kwengishaya ifolish bheka ngisekamereni intombi zingwali isicakacaka sabantwana bangalali buza utshwalani bangumsindo nabafana banemali dini labafana ngathi banenkani khezi kanti linemali labangabozoza imali bewukuphi siphenduka izolo tim kobe isikolo bewukuphi siphenduka izolo tim kobe isikolo
akonakele sukumani fumani akonakele sukumani fumani akonakele sukumani fumani akonakele sukumani fumani
angifikelana fana kithi ngikweletanga ngezizofana kithi ngiphetho kakhisari ninganelana fana kithi zodla imali amane siyiphuze mfana kushoda ukhara yabona nanomfika ususemgangathweni angifikelana fana kithi ngikweletanga ngezizofana kithi ngiphetho kakhisari ninganelana fana kithi zodla imali amane siyiphuze mfana kushoda ukhara yabona nanomfika ususemgangathweni
akonakele sukumani fumani akonakele sukumani fumani akonakele sukumani fumani akonakele sukumani fumani suka lizolo thina singalele angithi bebe ngibuza ukuthi ziwaphi bebethi ngabanci shidemnandi suka lizolo thina singalele